Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Fishbowl Thursday. It's a deck tech, and we have a sweet deck this week. This is a deck already taking advantage of a new Kaldheim card that's not even released yet, but it's a sweet one. This is CoCo Pyre Wizards for Pioneer. It's been a while since we've talked about Pioneer, and this one comes to us from Cheesy Puffy, so thanks so much to Cheesy Puffy for sending in a sweet new deck. And once again, if you'd like your own deck considered for a future Fishbowl Thursday or the Fish Take article series, leave me a link in the comments or email it to me, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. So let's talk CoCo Pyre Wizards. And the Pyre in our deck is Pyre of Heroes, a new Kaldheim card, a tripod, basically this weird artifact birthing pod, but kinda only for tribal decks. 2 to cast, 2 to activate and sack a creature and tap it, and you can just search your library for a creature that shares a creature type with a sack creature and has converted mana cost equal to its CMC +1. Put it onto the battlefield, only do it as a sorcery. So essentially it is a literal birthing pod, but along with the CMC restriction you also have to have matching creature types. So this means it's a birthing pod specifically for tribal decks, I think. Tripod. And one of the things about Pyre of Heroes is I've had a bunch of people talk to me about this card and be like, oh, I'm going to try it in like modern humans or modern merfolk or something. And I don't think that's the direction you want to go. I think you want to be a deck that has tribe members that mostly have powerful ETB or death triggers. Rather than tribes like humans or merfolk, they just want to like put a bunch of stuff on the battlefield. Sacking a merfolk lord to get another merfolk lord doesn't offer that much value, but our deck today is built around the wizard tribe, which I think is one of the best tribes to take advantage of Pyre of Heroes, because most of the power of wizards comes from creatures entering the battlefield rather than building a big board full of lords or whatever. So along with Pyre of Heroes, we have Collected Company. And Collected Company, it is a really powerful card, although I'm a little skeptical of it in this deck. So the deck does have 29 creatures, but only 22 of them can be hit by Collected Company. So if you take those numbers and shove them into the hypergeometric calculator, you'll find out that in this deck, with 22 hits, Collected Company, we will get 0 creatures about 5.5% of the time. Then we'll get 1 creature another 22 point something percent of the time. So between 1 out of 4 and 1 out of 3 of our CoCos are going to be bad to non-existent. And then we'll get 2 creatures right around just over 70% of the time. So keep that in mind with the deck. CoCo is still very powerful, but our deck is a little bit light on creatures that you can hit with it. So still, it's a way we can get multiple tribe members on the battlefield. The other key card I wanted to mention individually before we kind of walk through our Pyre of Heroes wizard curve is Naban, Dean of Iteration. So as we're talking about all of our ETB wizards, remember if we have a Naban on the battlefield, which is a 4 of in the deck, we have a Wizard's Panharmonicon. So every wizard that comes into play, we're going to get its ETB twice. So Naban, we don't really want to sack it too much to Pyre of Heroes. We'd rather have it sit out on the battlefield and power up our other wizards. So what wizards are we casting, ETBing, and then Pyring of Heroes away? We start with our 1-drops. Misscaller, Siren Stormtamer. Siren Stormtamer, nice protection. Misscaller, actually hilariously effective against Oopsal spells, which is one of the top decks in Pioneer at the moment. It essentially just beats that by itself if it sits on the battlefield, because you exile all the stuff they're getting back from their graveyard. But really, these are 1-drops that we can sack to Pyre to get 2-drops, like Naban, which we want to sit out, but our other 2-2-drops. Harbinger of Tides, ETB bounces a tap creature. Merfolk Trickster, ETB taps down a creature, makes it lose its abilities. These are merfolks that we can Pyre into, or CoCo into, or just cast naturally, get value out of them coming into play, maybe double value with Naban, and then sacrifice to get a 3-drop like Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage is our best wizards to sack to Pyre of Heroes in the 3-drop slot. Comes into play, bounces a creature, and it can't be recast the next turn, or maybe 2 creatures with Naban. We also have Deputy of Detention, which with Misscaller can turn into weird permanent removal if we hit a creature with Deputy of Detention. So there still will be times when we can sack Deputy to our Pyre of Heroes, but really we mostly want it as removal to stay on the battlefield. And then 1 Limvala, again, not really great for sacking the Pyre, but great protection against rest, against removal sitting on the battlefield. And then in our 4-drop slot, which is essentially the end of our wizard curve, we have have Elite Guard Mage, really good ETB, drawing cards, gaining life. Azorius Justicar, kind of temporary removal ETB, detaining 2 creatures. Master of Waves, one of our best finishers. Don't really want to sacrifice this one away because we'll lose all of our elementals. But comes down, makes a big army of elementals, hopefully smashes our opponent to death quickly. Nehru as a wizard lord that I guess can technically copy a CoCo, even though we don't have many spells in our deck. So that's essentially the plan to the deck. Play wizards, play Pyre of Heroes, CoCo into more wizards, sack those wizards to get even more wizards with ETBs, grind out value from the ETBs and win the game. As far as our mana base, we technically have one 5-mana wizard in Yumara Wizard. Not sure we ever actually want to Pyre into it, but it's a land, so it's kind of a free roll. Bunch of shock lands, some fast lands, some buddy lands, some scry lands. As far as our sideboard, we get some more wizards, additional copies of stuff in the main deck. Misscaller, again, for Oops All Spell style decks. Deputy Detention, more removal. Linvala, really good against Wrathy control decks for protection. Isolate, Ether Gust for removal against aggro. Mystical Dispute is a counter against control. Vivian Monster's Advocate, also really good against control. Just another warning, remember, CoCo count a little bit low, so probably not a good idea to be like, okay, take out 6 more wizards, bring in Mystical Dispute, bring in Vivian Monster's Advocate, because then all of a sudden our CoCos are going to have like 16 hits or something and just not really work at all. So keep that in mind as you're sideboarding. If you're going to bring in a bunch of non-creatures, might have to trim some CoCos to make room for that because the CoCos are going to get pretty weak anyway. And that is CoCo Pyre Wizards for Pioneer, showing off a sweet new Kaldheim card. And that's been our Fishbowl Thursday Instant Deck for this week. So thanks again to Cheesy Puffy for sending in an amazing deck. And once again, if you'd like your own deck considered for a future Fishbowl Thursday, leave me that link in the comments or email me, sarah@mtggoldfish.com. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.